Let me ask you, what is your first instinct when you get that tight feeling in your chest or a pit in your stomach? If you're like most women I know, including myself sometimes, the gut instinct, the quick reaction is to get rid of it, to fix it really, really fast. But today's guest wants us to have a completely different reaction. She wants us to not fix anything, but to rather listen to what our body is actually trying to tell us. Hey friends, and welcome to the Living Well Enneagram Podcast. I'm your host, Jen Stanley, and around here we talk about the Enneagram, real life, and what it means to grow and live well. Stick around to be inspired by real people, real stories, and real life application of Enneagram wisdom. Erica Tomasik is a dynamic speaker, executive coach, life and health coach, and a corporate trainer dedicated to helping individuals break free from burnout, overwhelm, and uncertainty, and step into a life of joy, clarity, and purpose. With a gift for seeing beyond the surface, she empowers audiences to reconnect with themselves, build resilience, and embrace meaningful transformation, whether in life, health, or leadership. She specializes in coaching high-achieving women, helping them navigate career transitions, leadership challenges, and personal fulfillment without sacrificing well-being. Erica is a somatic-informed coach, and she also happens to be an Enneagram 7, which is important in our context today. So, hi, Erica.
Hi.
It's so good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, just right off the bat, what does that mean when we use the word somatic-informed? I mean, that's kind of a word that not a lot of people know. I'm not even sure I understand the full definition. So, what do you say to that?
Yeah, so soma in Greek means body. So somatic is when we are embodying something. So there can be somatic yoga, you can have somatic therapy, somatic coaching, but it's basically engaging and listening to the body, not just what our Western, especially American world wants to do of just thinking about like what's in our thoughts, but it's actually engaging the body.
That's cool. I did not know that that's what soma meant.
Yes.
That's cool. You mentioned that it's not as normal for us in the Western culture to be like really in tune with our body. What drew you to this kind of work and to this knowing that the body had so much to say?
Yeah. Some people are like, what made you want to decide this? I'm like, it was decided for me. Because for a lot of my life, my body just couldn't keep up with my inner drive and my inner desire of what I wanted to do. And so, but a big story for me was in my 20s. I'd gone through a big healing journey. My body was already exhausted, already depleted. And I was in the corporate world, traveling around, going around the country, a little bit outside of the country. And I remember a time where I'm driving and I literally can't see. Like I'm conscious, I know what's going on, but it's like blackout. Everything's blacking out. And I remember going into my chiropractor's office and he's like, yeah, you have adrenal fatigue. And it was one health issue after another. And I already had others where my body was just like, nope, we're done. Like literally we can't even see. Like eyes are going out, blackout. And so for some women, they're like, I really want to pursue healing because I think it'd be a great idea. I'm like, for me, I couldn't even see. And so I had to shut down a lot of my life. And I learned then that my body had been talking for a long time to me. And it had been saying, hey, like, I know your internal system thinks you need to keep going at this rate, but you can't keep going. Like your body physically just can't keep going. And also then I learned later, like, why did I have to run at such a high speed? Why did I have to do that physically, emotionally, all the things. And so for me, that's really when it began. And then over the years of helping people in their physical health and now emotional, business, all the things, we look at burnout and listening to your body in all areas.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I did not know that story.
Yes.
That's wild. You're just driving down the road and all of a sudden you can't see.
Yeah, and it happened often.
More than once.
Yeah, multiple times. That's why I had to finally just call it quits. And so what I did is, not a lot of people can do this, but I had a season before I had children where I went to just working part-time. I slept a lot, but I cut down in every area, physically, emotionally, spiritually, like everything. I learned how to do long and slow and learn how to rest. Even to this day, my exercise routine has never gone back to that high intensity workout phase because my body it needs to be listened to and it can't do that kind of intense workout.
So knowing that you're an Enneagram 7 and you have that sense of drive and wanting to take it all in and adventure and not limiting yourself, like that's a huge driver for 7s, is to not have limits.
Yeah.
So how did that feel for you? Like, how do you think that played into it?
Yeah, I'm taking a deep breath as you talk, because it is a daily choice. I remember when my chiropractor, I was probably 25, so this is many years ago, and he was like, Erica, you can either go to a beach in California and chill out for 2 years and do nothing, or you can take these supplements I have for you, but you need to shift your life in every area. And at the time, I was waking up at like 5 a.m. or even before. I was killing my body working out. I'd get on an airplane Monday, get off the airplane Thursday. I hardly got to see my husband. I was pushing and pushing, and it felt good because internally, like you said, I can do that. Even when I go to workout classes now, I do a functional workout class with a trainer who's really good about listening to your body. And I look around and everyone else is doing way more than I am. And I know I could beat them. I know I could. But I want to have the energy, and I need to listen to my body because I have a really full life with my family, my kids, and my businesses. And so it is a daily choice every day to ask, okay, what do I really want in life? Because I could do way more. My internal system always feels like I could do so much more, but I have to listen. I could do way more in business and in life and in all the things, but I have to ask, like, what's actually really important here? And also, what's the driver? I don't know if this is every Enneagram 7. You might know this, but like, I think there's a healed part of an Enneagram 7 that drives you, and then the unhealed part.
Yeah.
And so to really, as I've done so much healing over the years, that unhealed part, to be like, why do I really need to be the best in the workout class? Like, why do I really need to always be doing the best? What's the motivation? So yeah, it literally is like a daily choice for me.
Yeah. I can imagine. I mean, I have one of those strong driver numbers too.
Yeah.
And so stillness is hard.
Yes.
Saying no to bigger and better and opportunity, and like, but I could do more. And like, that's just, like you said, it's a daily submission or a daily choice to just have your priorities and your values lined up.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's huge reward. There's been huge reward for me. That's why I have to remind myself. But in the moment, it feels like, but I could really do 20 more push-ups than that person. That feel really great.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad when I don't do that later, that I chose to just do 10, because that is more in alignment with my value for the whole day.
Yeah, it's so good. I think anytime we can just keep our values, keep our priorities, keep our actual purpose in life front and center, it does make some of those choices worth it. I don't know if I'm gonna say easy, because they're not easy, but they feel worthwhile. Yeah. So I mean, really, those small decisions, they're actually life-changing. Yeah. Hey, I bet you didn't know that Roz and I have an Enneagram masterclass that we did together. And it is all about the relationships that you encounter every day, the people that you work with, the people in your neighborhood, all of your communities. It's really helpful if you can know how to utilize the Enneagram to navigate those relationships well. So check out the masterclasses, especially check out that one that I did with my guest, Roz Harris. All right, so I have heard you say, and this is why I thought you would be the perfect guest for this series of You Don't Need Fixed. I have heard you say the phrase that you need to listen to your body when it's whispering to you so that it won't have to scream at you. And I want to know what you mean when you say that.
Yeah, it's become a famous quote, in the last few years as we're all learning about the nervous system. But this is so important because so many women, like, I'll hear them say, like, how did you grow that business? That was so great. And they're like, yeah, I did it. And then I lost my gallbladder. And I'm like, oh, that's the body screaming. That's the body when we have these desires and we want to do these things, but our bodies are telling us things that we aren't listening to because we have this other voice in our head that's like, just shut it down. Just keep going. We don't have time for that. I mean, so many of us, when I ask my clients in their childhood and they're like, yeah, just keep going. We don't have time for that. Those are like 2 key phrases. Or like, be a big kid. Don't cry. Like, so many things that it's like, don't be in touch with what you're thinking. Don't be in touch with what you're feeling, because we've just got to keep going. And going where? Like, I always ask myself in them, where are we going? Like, what are we trying to accomplish? But we have learned so well in our American culture to shut things down, especially as women who we are being told you can be anything, you can do anything. And then we're kind of put in the man's way of doing it. And men are really good at pushing a little harder and like continuing to go. They have a hormonal cycle. It's every 24 hours. We reset within a whole month. And so we're different every month. We need to listen and care for our bodies differently. But we're like, but I want to be successful. I want to be the CEO. I want to do these things. So I'm going to hustle and keep going. I'm noticing my body is screaming like my gallbladder needs to come out, or whispering like I'm feeling my shoulders being tense or a knot in my stomach. But no one taught me that that's important. So I just pop some Pepto-Bismol and just like keep going. Yeah.
Yes. And that's a question I had for you is what kind of whispers are we looking for?
Yeah.
What does a whisper from the body feel like, sound like, look like?
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing is honoring that like below the chin, there's so many sensations and value of that. We just really think like, okay, if it's in our head, we'll listen to it. But if it's on our body, maybe we just like shut that down with like some type of medication if it's not in alignment. So a whisper is honestly anything where you're noticing things in your body. Like, for example, I was talking to a woman about this and she was like, I was like, do you notice anything in your body when you're with certain people? Just like even sensations, shoulder tightening, stomach knotting, like chest feeling heavy, having hard to breathe, face feeling puffy. And she's like, yeah, every time I get in the car with this guy, cause she's in sales, every time I get in the car with my coworker, I feel that when I'm with him. I'm like, what do you feel? She's like, well, I guess I start to feel like kind of queasy in my stomach and a little off. And I was like, there's information there. Like there's so much information and we don't always have time to analyze it and go into like a deep therapy session on it, but just to start to notice what's coming up in my body or like my shoulders are tense. There is information our body is trying to connect with. And most of us are whispers that lead into screams. The pain is like right about here. It's like the TMJ jaw pain. It's the throat, this area. It's the shoulders that are really tight, the chest that's really heavy. So a lot of our pain is basically from about like our cheek level to our chest level, because that, if you think about your neck, that's where this vagus nerve is connecting the head and the body. And so our body wants to stop that connection because the pain of what we might be explaining to the brain is so painful. And so we'd rather create this. So women will feel these things but never know until all of a sudden they have these massive health issues, which is the screaming.
Right.
That now they are, which there's no shame in medication, but now they're on medication. They're doing these things where, as if we had listened earlier, we might not need these massive surgeries and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you say that the body, that it's so painful for the body, is that because the body doesn't understand the context? So like, I'm going to write it off in my head and go, oh, it's just, my shoulders just feel really tense, but oh, it's fine. It's just tense shoulders. But what does my body think that is? Because it doesn't understand the context of like, I'm in 2026. There's not a saber-toothed tiger chasing me down, and going to kill me. But is that what your body feels? Is it that?
Yeah, well, the painful part of the body is it's creating these physical pain because what is painful is the emotional thing that happened to you. Oh. So I should have clarified that. So the body would rather feel this physical pain than remember being abused or being yelled at or having something. And so having your voice silenced, a lot of women who were mistreated by men, either abused or like spoken to really meanly as a child, they will struggle with a lot of TMJ and jaw clenching because their voice was always silenced. They never were allowed to have a voice to say, don't do that to me, don't touch me. And so they'll struggle with this. And so the body would rather feel the pain of the TMJ than remember those memories. So that's the pain.
I get it.
But if we could listen, and of course, go to the dentist, get the TMJ worked on, but also why do I have this? And listening to what is your body trying to communicate? Like that was really painful. My voice is being silenced.
Yeah, that is fascinating. And we're just so quick to just move on. Yeah. Move on.
Yeah.
Move on. So Erica, as you know, we're in this series, You Don't Need Fixed. And the goal here is that we would all just be able to slow down a little bit and stop taking that quick, dismissive approach to life and just being like, oh, well, that's fine. I'll just pop more Tylenol or I'll pop more pain medicine and I'll deal with it later. Whatever that dismissive nature that we have of the just keep going. Yeah. And so how would you speak into this idea that you don't actually need to fix yourself, you need to listen to yourself? I feel like that's a differentiation there.
Totally.
Because by listening, you actually will kind of fix what's going on, but it's a different approach to what's happening.
Yes. Yeah, it definitely is a different approach, because the fixing is definitely like an external looking in, where the listening is, okay, I have intuitive wisdom inside of me, especially for women who are going through that middle age. There's like so much confusion and what's happening, and so much of my life is changing, and to actually trust that your body has a lot of intuition and a lot of wisdom. But what it takes is to learn to value that, and that's important, because for many of us, we weren't told that. We were told, like you said, like just to keep going, but we weren't ever told like, oh, like you're feeling sad. Like, tell me more about that. Like, where are you noticing that in your body? Like when I work with clients, they'll say like, I'm just like, I have 1,000 tabs open. I had a client say that the other day. I have like 1,000 tabs open in my brain, or I've got all this. And I'm like, where are you noticing that in your body? What is your body saying about that? And they're like, what? What they're looking for me, even as a coach, to do is be like, okay, we just got like shut it down. And like, here's a tactic, and let's keep going. Like, we're looking for external things to fix us, instead of really asking like, well, what are the 7,000 tabs saying? And where do you feel that in your body? And people are like, what? I have a body? Like often with clients and with women I talk to, they're like, I don't even notice that I have a body. I'm like, yeah, because as women, what we do with our bodies is we shame our body. We try to force our body into doing all these things. So we actually are talking to our body a lot, but we're not listening. We don't listen to what our body's saying. We just use it as a tool and almost abuse it in a way. But we don't realize that it's actually saying things to us. And when we listen, so much good can come for us. So but it first takes a value that actually your body is saying something, and then value that it's important, and it's more important than just like keeping going. Like, it's okay to sit down for 5 minutes or just even as you're driving, and notice like, what's coming up in my body. My shoulders are really tense. Like, yeah, go to the chiropractor, get a massage. Definitely. Also, what are my shoulders trying to tell me right now? Whenever I ask women this, immediately they'll come up with something. They'll know. They're like, I'm really upset at how my mother-in-law is treating me. Or like, I cannot handle the way that
Yeah.
Immediately we know.
Yeah. And that's where we can learn by doing this practice over and over and over again, that we can trust what our body is telling us. Like, it takes a little bit of, just as self-awareness in any form grows, you can trust it more and more and more. I have a friend who, when she experiences anxiety, her arms itch. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, she knows that she's feeling anxious before she has realized it in her head, because she starts to have itching on her arms.
Very distracting from probably what she's really feeling. I mean, think about it. It's very distracting to be itchy.
Yeah.
I'll bet the pain that she's hiding is a pretty deep pain.
Yeah. Well, and she has learned to associate it with like, this is more than just my arms are itching. Like, there's something, like, she is kind of using it as a signal to listen, like, what is going on.
Yeah, that's so good. We all have those things.
Yeah. Huh. Well, okay, let's talk about some practical tools that anybody listening could begin this work of hearing the body whisper before it starts to scream. So, what is a way that if somebody feels disconnected from their body? I love the way you talked about how we basically process everything from the chin up. Yeah. And you think about how much of the body is left out of that. Yes. That's so, like, maybe my toes have something to tell me, and they're like so far away from my chin, you know? So if somebody feels really disconnected from their body, where do we start?
Yeah. Well, there's a tool that I love to use. And so if it's okay, can we go into the practice of it?
Yes.
So if you're watching this, if you're listening, I'm going to close my eyes. So we're going to do this. You can do that as well if you're driving. You can do it while driving. So we're going to learn how to listen to our body. So you can do this as long or as quick as you want. We're going to do a little quicker today for the sake of our time. But what we want to start to do is notice our body. I like to close my eyes because it shuts everything else out.
But don't close your eyes if you're driving.
Yeah, but if you're driving, don't close your eyes. You can totally sense your body even while you're driving.
Okay, all right.
So you want to just start to notice your body. We're going to start at our toes, like you just said. So we're going to start at our toes and just notice, what are you feeling in your toes? Are they feeling pressure? Are they touching the ground? Is there any tingling, movement? And then begin to work your way up, and you can go as slow on this as you want through your ankles, your shins, maybe any strain, any pressure in your knees, up to your thighs. What do you feel in your thighs? And this is a place for women where we can direct so much shame. But just today, like, what do you just notice in your thighs, in your pelvis and in your sacrum area? Is there any tightness, any movement, any pain in your lower back? Up and through your stomach and in your chest, what are you feeling there? Any movement, any like bubbling feelings, lightness, heaviness? Through your chest and your heart and in your shoulders, what do you feel there? Like, just no judgment, no shame, just noticing. Up through your neck and your face, your head and your ears. Do you feel any puffiness, maybe swelling, like throbbing? Maybe it feels light and airy. Begin to scan, go up and down your body, and for the sake of our exercise, find one area that really stood out to you, like I could really feel something there. And as you feel that area, just notice it. We're not going to judge it. Notice, what does it feel like? Like, is there some throbbing pain? Is there some really tightness in your shoulders? And notice that feeling. And if that feeling could talk, if that part of your body could talk, what would it be saying to you? Begin to listen. And you might feel like, yeah, my shoulders are so tight and heavy. And what I feel like I'm hearing is like, I'm carrying the weight of the world. It's all on me. Everything's on me. I've got to do everything. You just listen and ask your body. And if you're like, Erica, I'm not even feeling anything, that's okay. Step one is just that you noticed you had a body and you began to scan. We start anywhere we can. Then the final question we ask is, so we ask our body, what is this part of our body trying to tell me? You can do this anytime on your own. And then the second question is, what do I need? And it's good for you to state your needs, and it's safe and it's okay. That might even be growing for you too, to be like, oh, I can't even know if I can say what I need. What do you need right now? I need a hug. I need to just say, like, life really sucks right now. I need, like, what do you need? I need to take some time to walk outside, to breathe, to journal. I really need to have that conversation. What do you need? And so we can open our eyes now. But that somatic exercise can sometimes only take 5 minutes. You can make it and stretch it out longer. I've done with my clients, but there is so much wisdom there, so many things that we intuitively know, like, yeah, I need to go have that conversation. Or I've been tolerating so many things in my marriage. Like, it is like literally crushing my chest. I can't breathe. I can't keep doing this now. And then that gives us information for action. So that is one tool that I love to use, and anyone can use it right away. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I love that we just have you on recording doing that now, because your voice is so calming and grounding, and that was awesome. That's a great tool. Oh my goodness. So what is the goal? Like, listen to me, Enneagram 3. What is the goal? How do I win at this? No. Okay, sorry. What I mean to say is your body ever like, I'm good? Or is it always trying to send you a smoke signal, like an SOS? Or is it sometimes like, hey, this is what, I always hear people say, I want to feel more grounded. I want to feel more regulated. What does that feel like? I'm not totally sure I even really truly know. I know what I feel like when I feel really peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll answer the first thing, and then I'll talk about the nervous system to answer, like, what are we supposed to feel? But the goal of this is that we can more quickly identify what we're feeling. So I heard someone one time say, the mark of a healthy person isn't that they are so perfect in their health, but they can get back to their rhythms more quickly than someone who isn't as healthy. So maybe it took you 9 months to get back to your rhythms. Now it's taking you 3 months, 1 month, 1 day. So the goal is that you're able to notice your body more. So you might notice every time I'm around this person, I notice this feeling. Okay, this feeling is coming up again with this other person. What's there for me? So the goal is that you listen to your body more, and then you can apply it to different situations. But the nervous system, our bodies were created to be in this place of, like, I almost think of it, because my kids are always on a trampoline, like a trampoline of joy, play, rest, and creativity. That's like our system in our nervous system, where it is like the base layer. We actually were created to have joy 24/7. We're going to go out to other things. So let me take that back. I don't want to say 24/7, but we were actually created for joy to be our springboard. And rest, creativity, play like children, which I know can feel hard for us to imagine, like acting like children, but we actually were created for that. And then we were created to go out to anger, to go out to sadness, to go out to despair, but we were created to come back. And it's in the coming back that we never saw modeled for many of us, and we didn't learn how to do. And so someone who is emotionally regulated, let's say they're driving and they're in rush hour and a car cuts in front of them. We naturally should be angry. We naturally should be scared. We almost could have died. That's scary. So we're in this, like, we're singing our songs and we're enjoying creativity, and then this happens. We're allowed to feel angry. If our bodies can't naturally get back, maybe it was just a really quick thing. We're like, oh, no worries, and we get back to it. But if our bodies can't get back, then we need to ask, what am I feeling right now? And what do I need? Maybe that reminded you of times when you really were in even more danger, or your body constantly feels like that. So you might need to ask, what do I need here? And do something, whatever that is you need, to come back. But I think most of us were taught, like, my resting state is busy. My resting state, especially as women, especially if we have people in our life that we care about. Like, I am supposed to be kind of like a stressed out, worried, busy mess. And that's how I care for everyone. And even if you ask people, hey, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm so busy. I'm like, busy is not a thing. When people ask me, they're like, oh my gosh, how are your kids doing? Are they keeping busy? That's a phrase, keeping busy, I've learned. And I'm like, oh no, we actually intentionally try not to stay busy. No one knows what to say to that. They're like, ah. And I love saying it because it's hilarious. They don't know what to say next, because we think our resting state is supposed to be that overwhelmed, busy, stressed, and this helps us be successful. It helps us make money, helps us keep everyone in line and that we're okay. But that actually wasn't supposed to be our state of our nervous system. We weren't created that way. So when we listen to our body, we can find out where we are, what we need, and then we can come back to this state of rest, play, creativity. And a spreadsheet can be creativity. Working with the PTA, that can be creativity. It doesn't have to be like always out, like running in wildflowers and singing. Anything that we were gifted to do is creativity. We're probably doing a lot of things we love. We're just doing them in this really stressed out, overwhelmed state. We were created to kind of live almost the same lives, just in a really playful, joyful state, and then be like, yeah, I was really angry about that, or I'm really sad. Name it, feel it. Like, stay in that place. What do you need? And then what do you need to come back?
That's so
But
good.
we don't know how to do the coming back. And that's why we're so overwhelmed, so addicted to all the things, because we're staying out here. So I'm like, if it's the online shopping, the alcohol, the food, the porn, the whatever, I can't get back here to true joy. So at least I can try to access a little bit of it out here.
Yeah.
And that's where everyone is mostly, is out here.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Erica,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited that I get to have you back for another episode
Yes.
where we're going to talk more specifically about that state of overwhelm and exhaustion and kind of what that means to our nervous system and how to not go for the quick fix, but to really listen. So thank you so much for
you're
being
welcome.
here. Okay. If this episode was meaningful to you, I just invite you to make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and please share it with a friend. I feel like personally every woman I know needs this exact episode. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next week. Hey, I just want to send out a big thank you to all of our subscribers. We have over 3,000 people following along on our Living Well Enneagram channels. If you're new here, welcome. I'm really looking forward to all the great episodes we have planned for you this year.